Hey everyone, Crumbs here. It's good to be back in the overworld. And it's going to be a quick video today. These are my old farms for pumpkins and melons. Here back in my northern farms area. It's been a while since I've had any farms for these. I haven't been out here since my old villager crop farm setup from 113 stopped working. With another wart farm, I really have no need to expand it, so I might as well add some other farms in the area that use the same kind of mechanics just based on the random tick range. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. This is Omego's basic design, except it's a little bit larger. And I decided to follow his advice in the comments of using bells, which which is just horrible and hilarious at the same time. Yeah, I left that side open, made of glass, so you can still see in it. As a plus, it does show you the pillager patrols in the area if they spawn in out here. And so I also added the fence gates. I want to put fence gates around the whole thing, but I put them here so that way nothing dropping down the sides will destroy the farmland. So it's just taking the design from Omengo and built it to fit nicely inside a 15 by 15 by 15 cube, so that way I can stack a few of them next to each other. I think ultimately the outside design looks alright. Looks better from the area when you can see the top, I think. Yeah. So I think it worked out alright. It's just some general design based on, but not exactly the same as the actual patterns used out there. And I have everything covered over with string, so that way I don't have pillager patrols or wandering traders spawning on top of these things. So currently, I just have two unloading stations set up underneath it. One here, under both the melon structures, and one under the pumpkin structures. All four of them have both melons and pumpkins. Just the ones with the melons have more melons planted. So we start out the outside corner with melons, and the ones with pumpkins have more pumpkins. What I should have done is just gone with all melons on the outside, because you only get slices. On average, something like 5 per broken melon. So it would have been better to do more of the melons so you can get more melon slices, so you can get closer to the same number of melons as pumpkins out of this farm. But that's alright as is. And this is just temporary, so I have items circling around because there's a cooldown for hoppers, so you can sometimes have not all the melon slices get picked up. I have the pumpkins coming down into here. Oh, it's full. Oh yeah, it stopped. And then the melon slices all just coming down into these. Here, you can craft them up. Using just 2 hopper minecarts, you can get most of the items. You can get all the pumpkins out of all 4 of these, but you can't actually collect all the melons. There'll be some that's lost, that's left behind. And I did a quick 1-hour test this morning, and I ended up with about 36 stacks of pumpkins, and I should have ended up with about 20 stacks of melon. once you craft it up. But because, of course, I didn't collect all the melons, there's a little bit of loss here. While I was running them initially, all off one hop minecart unloader, it seemed to work with 3 hopper minecarts, so you can get the full output of these farms on a quick cycle. So I'm going to have one switch that turns on or off all the hopper minecarts. That'll keep them docked at the stations. And I'll have 2 other switches that can turn on or off the melon or pumpkin collection. I'll do that just by locking the hoppers for the item filter. Ultimately, I'm going to leave a little bit of space in here between this farm and the netherwort farm. And I intend to build a little walkway that goes all the way across the center here. And I'll have all the items collected from all the farms in this go up to some access set up in the walkway. I have made a good amount of progress on my nether transportation system, but it was nice to take on a smaller project that only took I think less than 10 hours from initial start of the planning to figure things out to completion. So it's annoying when projects drag on for tens of hours. So it was nice to have a quick break, hang out in the overworld for a while, and start expanding on this. I'm working on some stuff for a chorus farm. I have never built one, but I'm working on different distributions of blocks to try to control the growth. Doesn't seem like there's really much you can do reliably, but I'm working on. There's at least a little bit that you can do to maybe get a couple more that dropped out of them, but not much. And putting something in here as well. It's going to be nice, shorter, kind of quick projects. I don't really need much of what I can produce here, but yeah, it's nice to update some farms and build some things that are a little faster, for just in case I ever do need a whole bunch of stuff. You know, I never expected to need 50,000 plus red nether brick blocks, but suddenly I did. So it's gonna be nice to have a couple additional farms in the area. The new melon and pumpkin farms I built should work well for me and what I need from them. But I wish I'd kind of thought about it a little bit more first, because in addition to the Enderman farm, we can have them harvest melons for you in the end. I assume you could just do this basic farm where you look up and then come through and harvest everything with Silk Touch. So you could actually make a relatively simple Silk Touch based melon farm as well, so you don't have to do all the crafting afterwards. So I think it would have been nice if I'd thought about it. Maybe I'd have done a different design, but the one I have now that's designed by Mango is fine. I'll just have to work out a crafting system. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed. I found something slightly interesting with the design choice or color palettes or something. And yeah, definitely always worth checking out Mango's recommendations. I think the bell is a really underappreciated block, and we should see more of its use. So yeah, y'all take care. Cheers.